So, in this episode, we're actually gonna finish up with the Way of the Seal, with the actually with the seventh principle. But yeah, I guess it's gonna be the last episode of the Way of the Seal, or actually me featuring the Way of the Seal. Maybe the thing is, there's still something left, and it really depends on how much I'm able to go through, how long the episode's gonna be, and so on and so on. So there are actually many factors, and also it also depends on how much I actually get caught up by other stuff that I'm thinking about and then also talking about. But yeah, maybe we're finishing up with this great summary or not. But I guess either way is good. Either way is good for me and for you and whatsoever. Amazing. It really is amazing. Have I... No, the intro. I've actually forgotten about the intro. I think this is actually the first time that I've forgotten about the intro, which is amazing in not a good way. In really not a good way. I do hope, yeah. It's actually fine, I guess. I do kind of feel like that it is a little bit too big though. I do just have to change it up a little tiny bit, just because the last episode was a completely different episode. Because I was actually playing a little bit of chess while I was talking about certain things that are in my mind, which was actually an amazing thing. Because yeah, it went pretty well. Even though I wasn't playing a lot of chess, just because I was talking about so many things, and I really get caught up by them. But in the end, I actually won the chess game, which was amazing. I do just have to say, the difficulty or the level of the difficulty was, was the lowest one. Therefore, it was no wonder. Like, I kind of expected me to win this game, even though sometimes, I'm playing so shit. I'm really not that good at chess. I'm not a beginner though as well. But yeah, I'm something in between, but I'm really not the best. I really gotta say that. But yeah. I do hope, by the way, that the echo is not so bad. Just because as I'm talking right now, I somehow realize or notice that it could be better. Therefore, let's actually get the anti-echo blanket. And I'm currently pretty much hearing it does make a difference, and the difference isn't actually that small. Therefore, it is actually worth doing it all the time and also having a little bit of less convenience, at least for me. The lighting is fine. The lighting really is fine. So as I said before, we are going ahead with Principle 7. And Principle 7 actually is working on building your intuition. Have I gone through it? Awareness. Divine defines awareness as having a capability to play. The thing is, I don't fucking know. I don't actually know if I've gone through Principle 7 already or not. Fuck. I don't know, because I clearly know that in the last episode I was actually talking about my intuition. It might be because I've had a little bit of time left and I saw the headline, but I don't fucking know. But I guess I haven't. Have I gone through the 7th one? Yeah, I have. Yeah, I think we are going ahead just with Principle 7, which is working on building your intuition. The thing there, and I'm gonna repeat myself probably, I'm really a person that is acting pretty much always through intuition. It is something that really is me, kinda. I so often just use my intuition or work with my intuition or whatsoever. I'm really not a guy that is just measuring out stuff, for example, when it's about designing. And I've actually made the exact same example the last time as well. But the thing is, I'm really not such a guy that is, when I'm designing something or when I have to actually calculate, or actually when I do have to align elements, for example, on a piece of paper or cardboard or whatever it is, I do always do it through intuition. I never ever, I do sometimes, never ever, might be just a little bit overdone, but I really, really rarely actually calculate it. So I'm not measuring out or something, I'm not using any rules or something. I would like to just only go by my intuition, because the thing is, by intuition, I'm first of all way faster, and second of all, even more accurate than by just calculating the things, because often it's the case that I end up calculating it wrongly. To be really honest, it is really like pretty much fucked up, because then, well, I don't know, when I can't calculate so easy things, then I don't know what's wrong. The thing is not that important, because in the end it is somehow good. The thing, if I do just have to align something in the really middle of a piece of paper, it won't be in the middle of the piece of paper. It would be just somehow the optical middle or something. It's just not going to be the calculated middle. It's going to be a little bit just off. But I guess it is actually okay. I think it is not that bad. I really do not think it is bad. My teacher says something different, but yeah, it is what it is. So divine actually explains that your own subconscious mind, well, you know what? I have to check this. Make mistakes. Probably gonna be loud. Yeah. I do just have to check this, because I really do not want to go through the exact same stuff, but I guess. No, I haven't gone through Principle 7. It is so good that I'm not deleting every single episode that I'm recording. So, Divine explains that your own subconscious mind is a wealth of information, and from here can stem your best ideas and your most creative concepts. The key to unleashing your ideas is learning how to tap into the subconscious mind, expanding your awareness and opening yourself up to your inner wisdom. I totally think so. The subconscious mind, and I do believe that a lot of people know that already. Subconscious mind is so incredibly powerful. It really is. Like those people that are actually able to manipulate it, or just get into it, or were able to get into it, it is extremely powerful. Like they just really have to be lucky, and they also should be lucky. Like not everyone's, well, I think everyone's able to do so, but it is involving a lot of work. Like either through meditation, either through just thinking. I don't actually know. It would be really interesting. Maybe I'm gonna look up an article on that and see if I can find something and then talk about it. Would be nice, because I don't actually know, how to tap into your subconscious mind besides meditation. I really believe that through meditation being in general something that's pretty powerful as such as well, and also pretty nice, and healthy and so on. But yeah, awareness. It is so important to learn how to expand your awareness. Divine defines awareness as having the capability of paying close attention to all parts of a situation as well as the situation as a whole. It means having the ability to have a clear, full picture while also being able to pay attention to the little details. By expanding your awareness, you will improve your ability to access your subconscious mind, and your intuition will continue to develop. Divine explains that awareness is something that develops naturally as your life experience increases. The more you age, travel, and experience, the better your awareness will be. And also self-awareness. Like, for sure, you gotta just know yourself better after the years. After 20 years, you're probably gonna know yourself somehow. But after 80 years, you're gonna just know your fucking self, You gotta just have the self-awareness. The thing is like, yeah, it's just taking some time, as just such a lot of things, especially such a lot of things that are actually pretty fucking great, and things that you should go for. And those things, well, it is actually often the case. Like those things that are pretty hard to achieve, or that actually involve a lot of time to achieve them, are actually pretty nice then. Whether it be success, which most of the time also takes a lot of time and effort and energy and everything, and willpower and talent and all sorts of other things. but other things as well. Like, I don't know, if you want to have the greatest cake and or somehow in the end actually build, not only bake, but also build the greatest cake there is on this fucking planet, it's gonna take some time, you know. It is not comparable to getting wealthy and rich and or famous or successful at something, because this is just gonna take such a lot of time. And I think people sometimes underestimate it, just because some people seem actually to be like an overnight success, but in the end it is actually not the case. Like, in the end they have not been an overnight success, you know. They just either have been pretty lucky throughout the years, or they've just been doing it for such a long time. Like, one example that Gary Vee, for example, actually brought up was Lil Yachty. I think Lil Yachty is one of the only people that actually was somehow an overnight success. You know what? You know fucking what? Lil Yachty overnight success. If I'm finding something this way, it must be. This is the complete science behind Lil Uzi's career. Or was it Lil Uzi? So Lil Uzi is not an overnight success. So many people are not overnight successes. It is amazing. Still, such a lot of people know that, okay, I'm gonna just have this one video. Of course, it is working. You know, the thing is, every single next video that I'm going to record might be the one. Might be the one video that's gonna let me pop. Maybe this video is it. Maybe the last video where I was actually playing chess is the video where I'm going to pop, where I'm just going to trend, whatever it's gonna be. Maybe, you know, who knows? You know, who the fuck actually knows? I don't know. I only know that's probably gonna take some time, and the best strategy is to actually do something that you like, because, you know, if it's gonna take you 5 years, doing 5 years of something that you actually do not like to do is pretty much exhausting and really not that great. On the other hand, actually thinking about your goals and success, or whatever your goal actually is, in terms of like 5-year periods or 10-year periods, which means like you making sure that you know and understand that it might take you 10 years is totally something different than just letting you know that it might take 6 months, because you're going to feel that you need to work differently. Like, of course, 10 years is a long fucking period of time. And in this period of time, you maybe do not have to work on the weekends. Maybe it is okay to not work just 7 days a week, but 5 days or 6 days. But if you think like, okay, I'm willing to be successful in 6 months, I guess you really have to work every single fucking day as hard as you possibly can. You know, the pressure you create for yourself is definitely somehow different. If you plan to be successful in 6 months rather than 10 fucking years, it really is. Also something from Gary Vee. The funny thing, actually, as I was talking in the last episode about Seth Godin and his podcast and whatsoever, which is amazingly great, I've been just, as I was eating and showering, actually, I was thinking like, well, it is actually the case that a lot of people know a lot of shit. And Seth Godin, as such, is definitely a person that knows a lot of things, like from every kind of space, actually. You know, if it's about art, you know, if it's about marketing, if it's about various other things, he actually knows quite a lot of things, you know, from very different spaces, and it's pretty interesting. The good thing about it is that if you listen to what he's saying, you know, if you listen to what he's talking about, you basically consume and gather the information that he was able to gather throughout his whole lifetime, maybe in a few pages, maybe, you know, if it is about a book, or in a few minutes if it is about the podcast. You know, it is just amazing. And I think about it as the same way. Like, consuming my shit is basically also consuming Gary Vee's shit and Seth Godin's stuff and all the other stuff that I have been consuming, I will be consuming, and whatsoever. So everything that somehow moved me, changed me, was a variable to who I am today. All the things, I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to just, I'm going to talk about them, and you're going to consume them and or just internalize them or whatsoever, and then basically you are having my knowledge, everything that I've gathered throughout the years. You are eventually able to just also internalize that in a few minutes, in a few pages, in a few hours actually, which is also amazing. Like, even though it might be a day, it might be 24 hours, which is actually all the podcast episodes that I've been uploading and recording up to this point. Well, actually uploading, recording, there have actually been some that, didn't get lost, but, they were broken in the end, and therefore, I think it actually was only 2 or something. 2 were broken, 1 definitely, but I think there was another one as well, and I wasn't able to upload them, but I guess actually one of them I've re-recorded then afterwards, but I don't know. The thing is, everything together, so every single episode, so all of the episodes together actually make up to 24 hours, so which is a day, which means like all the things that I've talking about, all the knowledge that I've gathered throughout throughout this year actually are somehow compromised in 24 hours. Even though I don't actually know how this is working, just because like one singular episode is like 30 minutes long, which means like 24 divided by, or was it 24 days? 24 divided by 2. Why 2? 24 hours. Like, I'm gonna have, actually, is it like 12 times 30, which is 12 episodes times 30 is 360 minutes, and 360 divided by 60 is 6 hours. It's 4 times 300, it's 4 times this, which is then times 4, it's going to be 1,440 minutes. 1,440 divided by, I don't know, I can't do maths. Let's actually go ahead. Let's actually go ahead with the summary. Yeah. So the art of using your intuition is to learn by absorbing more information and assessing it in a sensible form. This skill can help us make better decisions and avoid danger or problems, especially on the fly or in chaotic situations. Senses. Devine explains the importance of strengthening your own sensory perception. He explains that you can do this by tuning into your own senses and turning them on. Slowing down is a critical step when it comes to engaging your senses and is closely related to mindfulness. Mindfulness is a practice that leads to a deeper connection with your inner self. I totally believe so. I really think so. A more present state of awareness through which your wisdom can flow. To facilitate this, you want to develop your sensory perception, which means that you take in more information through each of your senses. So maybe to simplify that a little bit, you seem to notice more things, I guess. I think this is actually the simpler version of what he said. But mindfulness, which is also, so there's also mindfulness meditation, which is basically, what is mindfulness meditation? Like it's being mindful. I think it was actually trying to not think about anything, like only just keeping, this is breath awareness. Breath awareness is like, okay, you're only keeping attention to your breath and that's it. But what was mindfulness? I've actually made an episode on meditation. I don't remember it, but you can actually watch it or actually listen to it if you're on the podcast, or if you're willing to listen to it as a podcast, because it's way better for your time, because you're able to consume it on the go, which is amazing. And the last point in this section, so in principle, they call principles. Principle 7 is open up to your inner wisdom. Divine explains that it is important to assess your past and see why some of the beliefs and behaviors you currently have were formed. By doing this, you can identify the ones that may be holding you back. In order to make the best decision, you need to recap your past and eliminate anything that is affecting your future. The next stage of this process is to open up a channel for your subconscious mind to communicate with you more clearly, providing more detailed information than a simple feeling in your gut, and a tool for clearing out any baggage that clouds your present decision making. So basically just trying to focus on the things that actually matter, I guess. But yeah, you know what? Just because we have exactly 10 minutes left, which... no, I'm really not going to go through the last little bit. Even though it is really not that much, I'm really willing to go through it the next time. Just because I do not want to have a pretty stressful episode there. I'm just always thinking about whether I'm actually only doing it for me, like for me just saving time or having it more convenient or whatsoever, or if I'm also just doing it for you, for the people that are actually consuming the podcast. Because I don't know if it's making it better if there's one more episode of something, but I'm talking about it in a way more relaxed way, in a way more different way, than just trying to rush through it and being able to finish it up under 30 minutes. Just because, not such a lot of people are actually willing to watch, me sitting around for 2 hours, I guess. It really depends on what I'm talking about. It really depends on that. But what I'm going to do is looking up mindfulness meditation, because getting started with mindfulness, mindful.org. So mindfulness meditation is a mental training practice that involves focusing your mind on your experiences, like your own emotions, thoughts, and sensations in the present moment. Mindfulness meditation can involve breathing practice, mental imagery, awareness of body and mind, and muscle and body relaxation. If you're interested in meditation as such, I would totally suggest you to look up Headspace. It is free. It is an app that I've been using for quite some time. In the past few weeks, actually, I've somehow changed my habit of meditation to some degree, which might be, I'm gonna do some Headspace work today as well, because since today, or up to today actually, I've been listening to podcasts while I'm meditating, and it really is not the best thing to do actually. Like, it's nice, I'm able to consume to consume something that I'm interested in or whatever, but for the sake of meditation, it is not the best thing. And just because I'm not able to focus that well on what I'm doing at the time, which is definitely important if you're meditating. But yeah, in general, as I said, I would suggest you to go through an Headspace guided meditation. Guided meditation is very important for the beginning, just because I'm still doing it, and I will still do it today if I'm starting again with the meditation practice. I have been meditating, but I somehow feel like, with Headspace, it is something different. It really is something different when it's guided and when you clearly know what to do. So yeah. And you also have to make sure that you're also progressing. Like, I've stepped up my game from 10 minutes to 15 minutes just, I think, a week ago or something, because I've noticed, you know what, I've been meditating for 10 minutes for such a long time right now, and I just have to change it up. And I also have to maybe be more serious about it. I don't know, I'm having such a lot of habits, and sometimes I might not be treating them as they should be treated. I might not be as serious with them as I should be. With meditation, I guess it's pretty difficult, just because I'm doing it as the last thing that I'm doing it the day before I actually go to bed, which is pretty good actually, just because you introduce your body to sleep and your mind to sleep as well, because it notices this. It really also remembers it that that when you finish meditation, or when you finished up with the meditation, then you gotta go to sleep. It is something the body recognizes, remembers, and whatsoever. So yeah, check out Headspace. It's free, not entirely. There's definitely a premium section, but The experience that I've been having with it is quite fine. You know, it really is good, and you do not even have to download the app if you do not have enough space on your phone or tablet or whatever it is. You can also just go into the browser and just start it there. It is a little bit, you know, not as convenient as just having the app, but for the sake of saving some space, it is totally fine. But yeah, this is gonna be it with the episode. I really have to thank you for listening and or watching. The 2 episodes of today actually were just amazing. They actually were amazing. You know, I've been in a pretty nice mood. The speaking went well, everything went well. Yeah, it's been amazing. Thanks a lot for being with me here. I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success. And I also hope that you're going to remind yourself on how you gonna be remembered, which means your legacy. Even though we can totally control it, we can't make everyone like us. Even though you might be just a really nice person, the nicest person on this planet, there's still going to be some people that do not like you and do not love you and do not want anything to do with you. It's what it is. It's what it is. But yeah, I'll see you the next time. Thanks again. Bye, I guess.